Like
it's
all about
in
you.
there.
Yeah, there's hurt.
Let her hurt.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you? So this is my new channel. Welcome. So on my Instagram at Ruma Styles, I asked a few of you guys to ask us questions, and we're gonna go ahead and answer some of them for you. Basically, this video is going to be more towards like women and men, gender roles in society. But sometimes it may go off topic, so I'll let them.
Let me introduce who I am. Yeah. If you don't know who I am, I'm on Instagram. I'm one of Ruma's best friends. You've probably seen me if you follow her. I'm XOReetuOX on Instagram. I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't really use it that often. I'm trying to transgress and change to Instagram, but I can't wait to talk about things today, honestly. Go. Who are you?
Hi everybody, my name is Sip.
Hi Sip.
Pass it on to our brother.
Yeah. Hi everybody, I'm Salman. I'm here because Ruma asked me and answer some questions.
This is fun. I like that.
Okay.
Alright,
let's just get into it. So I'm gonna ask a question, and you guys just give us your thoughts, like one by one. If you guys can try, like, give someone a chance.
So yeah, we never got to look at any of these questions.
Yeah, so they don't know anything. I've seen a few, but I haven't really
we haven't got time to think about it or anything. So this is like literally what we're saying and thinking.
All right, let's start with something simple.
Simple, yeah.
Is it still possible to find love in this generation?
Oh, that's a deep one.
What do you guys think?
I think the guy should go first. That one, you okay?
I'll go first.
Okay, yeah, come on.
I think so.
Okay.
It's rare. I believe it's rare, but if your intention and yours pure, I think it's out there for you.
Okay, why do you think it's rare?
Yeah.
Because we have a misconception of what actual love is. We think we think multiple different things, but not actual love. So we get sidetracked, and we get lied to. You know, people are deceitful. Circumstance sometimes doesn't work, and.
Are you drumming right now?
Yeah.
Can you not?
Sorry.
I mean, his thing. That's fine. Alright.
So that's why you think it's rare. Okay, Sipu, you go.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
What was the question again?
Do you think falling in love is in this generation?
Is love still possible?
Is love still possible?
In this generation?
Love is definitely possible, depending on the right circumstance and depending on the right person.
So you still think in this
it's circumstantial? Yeah, it's circumstantial.
Okay. So isn't that conditional? Like, is that conditional love?
It's not conditional.
Is love unconditional?
Love is supposed to be unconditional,
but it's circumstantial.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like are you talking about like the situation that the two people are in?
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about, like the two people, and if the situation brings them together. He's not thinking that deep like we are.
No, if they end up falling in love,
it
could be unconditional love, like I love you for this, I love you for that, or whatever. But if it's it has to play out in the right way. So it's very circumstantial.
But there's no right way. It's up to each individual.
Exactly. And
so
each situation.
It's available, but it's like I said, it's rare.
I think love is possible in any generation, in every generation to come.
Same. I think love is such a thing that you just know when you're in love that's the feeling.
That's it.
Yeah, and there's unconditional love and there's like a love that's conditional. But when you reach the ultimate unconditional love, that is a feeling. Sometimes I hear that parents feel that for their child. It's so unconditional of a love that they can sacrifice anything and do anything for that kid. But I wonder sometimes if couples are like that, if they can actually sacrifice for one another. You know what I mean? That's a question I have to ask you guys. Like,
so so now the question is not is love possible? Is unconditional love possible?
Yeah. That's the question. Like, I believe it is.
Yeah.
There are people that do it, like, you know, but I do think it's like Salman said, a little rare because we're tainted with social media and movies and perceptions that are false sometimes. So younger generations don't really understand what they're supposed to feel or the way that they're raised.
Yeah.
Circumstances, like if you're raised in a family that you never really saw true love between anything, or like people, your parents, grandparents, I don't know. Sometimes you don't even know how to respond to love, like if that's love or not. because you're never taught it. So you don't even know like the basic guidelines to love besides what you watch in movies and what you hear.
I think, in my personal opinion, I think like love is only found once you know who you are and love yourself. Like
I think that's basic.
Yeah, the first basic
for
guideline.
sure.
I think that's what piggybacking off on what Salman said. Like it's possible, and it's not that it's completely rare. It's just that a lot of people don't know who they are and what they want. So that's why they kind of, like you said, misconstrue what love
That's
is.
the first, I agree.
But I think it's possible.
That's the most important thing, like knowing yourself. Okay.
Yep. Alright, next question. Let's see. Now, let's get into the...
That was pretty intense too.
Are we too sensitive to everything nowadays?
Are what?
Are we
too sensitive?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
I'm sensitive to you keep knocking on the stool.
He's nervous.
Yeah, why are you nervous?
Play with your strings.
Coping mechanism.
What are you coping with? What's going on?
Nothing, that's just how I...
Okay, go on. It's okay. Let him do it. Why do you think that we become too sensitive?
I think yes and no. Yes and no.
Wow.
Yes and no.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes. We see so many people with backlash. Yes, man, I gotta start all over.
No, it's okay. Just keep going.
I think it's yes and no, meaning we see all these backlashes, all these outrages over so many different opinions all over the media, social media. It's always been that we've always been sensitive like this. We always have emotions, feelings, the way we view whatever it is, and we're always hurt about it. We're just able to write about it, post about it, blog about it, whatever it is. And
it's like more exposed.
We're just exposed.
So you're saying we've always been sensitive.
Always been
but
sensitive.
It's just now we're more exposed
and
to
we got the right to actually express ourselves all over the worldwide. So yes, we are very emotional.
I'm trying to think what I think. Go on.
Very emotional beings.
Yeah, we are.
It's always been like this. I in my opinion.
I think the people that are really emotional, that are like negative emotional, are those bullies behind like social media. But I believe that we're all emotional, we're all sensitive, so it's bound to show. It's really hard to be like a robot who doesn't show how they feel. So I do believe everybody is sensitive nowadays. But I think like kind of what he's saying, I just think that there's different types of sensitivity. Obviously there's levels of it and levels of emotions. But I think the social media has played a part of it, being as in there are people behind the screens that are bullying people. That's like a different total sensitive, but that's coming from their own self of being sensitive themselves. They just don't know how to say it and show it, so they do it in such a negative way.
They're all hurt.
Yeah, they're all hurt in some sense. So people are, no matter what, sensitive and emotional in every generation, kind of like the last question, but it's just how people take it and handle it. Some people lash out on social media, like, really bad.
Yeah.
Some people can say it nicely and sophisticatedly and elegantly, like, how they feel and they're hurt. And some people just bully.
Yeah.
That's those levels, I think.
No, I think, actually, at first when you said the question, I thought, people were more sensitive. But after Salman's response, like, that makes a lot more sense. Like, we have more exposure to actually see how people are reacting more often.
Come closer. The next one.
Okay, so... mental health question. Why are so many men committing suicide?
That's a good question, because the statistics for men committing suicide versus girls is higher.
Yeah, I spoke to a nurse and she was saying that they have more access to weapons. So that's why
I think they're more emotional. They don't know how to take it out. Like, they don't know how to portray their emotions. And
it could be emotional intelligence, but I don't think not everyone lacks it.
Yeah, so you guys, as guys, why do you think another man would think about committing suicide? Why it's so easier compared to...
I believe it's multiple factors. Meaning, because as men, I think it's down to the study exactly. Like
it just was men. Yeah.
Age, I think it's a later like adulthood life.
I think it's actually younger too.
Younger, okay.
Like younger to mid. It's like mid range. It's like mid range.
I didn't even know there was a higher statistic.
But in general, it is higher, regardless of what age group men commit suicide.
I mean, there's of course there's pressure in both men, for men and women. But for men, they're naturally the providers, and I guess at that age, say they have a family and kids, or just a family. They have to provide for, and say they want. I think every man in the world wants to provide for their family and feed them, clothe them, house them. But sometimes things happen and where they're not able to.
Yeah.
And then I think that hurts them way more than people think, but they're not emotionally intelligent, like you guys said, to express themselves. And that builds up, and one day it sometimes...
I just think women are stronger emotionally.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
But
like I think like women can handle, because we deal with bullshit from like the moment we come out of the womb.
Yeah, like
so
the
we're like
stereotype.
So we learn things really fast and coping mechanisms faster, I think.
Well, I know that statistics also is true that men do, but I believe it's higher even in like Asian cultures, and because the pressure's so high and starting
like Eastern
at
society.
Yeah, like culture, like just getting good grades. Like I hear a lot from India, like where my family is from, that a lot of kids, if they don't get into a college, they're so depressed because they think life is over, and that some of them actually commit suicide. And I hear the same in China and like Asian countries, that the kids, like if they don't get into something, they feel like that pressure, that's it, life is over, and they just let themselves go.
I think with the Eastern culture, it's like we're passive aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't want to generalize.
No,
like, but I feel like we're taught to hide the emotions and sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, like tough
and
love.
Keep face for like society.
Yeah, and
so.
But I think men just can't express their feelings, and it stems from pressure. They may be putting their own pressure like on themselves. Their worst critic is them, and then they don't know what to do. They feel. I've noticed men, when they feel lonely, they don't know how to handle it versus women. Everybody feels lonely, right? But when men get lonely, it's a spiral of like everything. Then they start thinking like we all do as humans, but they just don't know how to come out of it sometimes more than women do. And if they don't have that support, then they're really on their own. Yeah. So that's like why I think men.
I think it's like how Salman was saying, in the sense that like there's pressure on men to be the provider, the breadwinner. So with that comes like this whole like look or image, protecting the image. And I feel like because of that, it's like they spiral into that deep depression and they don't know how to express it.
And if you think about it, that's something for you guys to think about, because it's our generations to come. This is our generation. Dang.
And if anyone has any thoughts of suicide, please seek help.
Seek help, or you could always if you feel comfortable, you can always contact one of us, but we will tell you to go get professional help regardless. But if you feel like you can't say something and you need to say it really like right now, you can always reach out to any of us. We can talk to you. But Sipu, what's your thoughts on that?
I was gonna kind of like...
Yeah, you could elaborate.
Kind of like go off what you said about like, I feel like men, when women tend to have more like support groups, like they're more out in the open.
I see that.
I guess because you're saying they're emotionally, like they're able to cope better just because they're able to spew it out easier.
Yeah.
And it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
Men, there might be a sense of pride. It might just
to protect privacy.
Yeah, don't say the name. Just say the question.
So the question is thoughts on our dating culture and what should we prioritize?
Yourself.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like going back to the first about love, self-love. Like you have to learn yourself in order to love and date somebody else. If you keep dating to fill a void, you're never gonna fill that void. You're just gonna keep looking to fill that loneliness, or you want love from somebody and you're looking for that. You're never gonna get it. Actually, you have to give it to yourself in order to get it back.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you guys, but I think what I prioritize would be something genuine, because most of the time, like you said, we're just chasing after
a mirage.
Mirage was like, this is what I want, this is what I want. And when you get it, it never feels the way you think it will feel.
Yeah. So
that's where we get lost, I believe, and we should prioritize.
So it's like try to like somebody for who they are.
Yeah, and when it feels genuine, we all know.
Yeah, be attracted to.
What happens when you like fall for someone? Let's say.
That will happen. That will happen.
It's so funny because there was a conversation with someone and they're like, man, I don't want to fall for anyone because they show that they're a certain person for like a year or two and then switch up. So how can you fall for what?
I mean, you have to also know that people change.
Yeah.
And just because we want to blame other people all the time.
People are going to change. Even like if you talk to somebody who's married, they will tell you they've changed and their spouse has changed. And then they change after they have kids. Like people change. It's a constant. That's what life's all about, is growing, changing, making these changes. But you just want to make sure you're growing and you're not going backwards, you know. Yeah. But change is always something that's going to happen, and people are always going to change. It's just part of life.
Yeah, just look out for yourself.
selfish. His tone was selfish.
It's wisdom and less words.
Yeah,
so I get it.
But his tone was like selfish.
He's
like
it's
all
a lot of
about
hurt in there.
you. Yeah, there's hurt.
A lot of hurt.
Who hurt you?
Who hurt
you?
Yeah. Who hurt him?
Oh, okay. All right.
Next question.
That was a good question. That was a good one.
Yeah, Salman liked the question.
Raising children in the 21st century. What are the do's and don'ts?
That's going to be hard for us to answer because none of us are parents.
And
then we'll get criticized.
I disagree. Because we're the furthest from responsibility in adulthood, so we know what the kids, what's going to be their troubles coming for them. So I think we exactly know what will be the best for the kids, but we just don't have any kids. Don't take our advice, but
we don't know. None of us have.
Yeah, like
there ain't no right or wrong way. Even if you have kids, there ain't no right.
There is no right or wrong, and even if we tell you what we think in our perspective, if it doesn't make it right, So and then we don't want to get criticized for being like, oh, they're not parents and they're giving. So unfortunately,
some things you shouldn't ask advice for.
Yeah,
because you should know yourself.
That's what I think it's okay to ask advice.
I think if you ask for advice,
take advice. I mean, take advice. You could ask for suggestions, but you shouldn't take anybody's.
That's for anything in life.
This is a kid. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, I think I do have one do. I'm not a parent by any means, so I don't know what the right answer is.
Everybody can give one thing that you think you should do.
I think communicating with your children and building a bond and relationship with communication is very important. I think building a friendship with your...
My next one was going to say showing love in the family. Like when you raise your child, show them unconditional love. Not just with them, but with your spouse. Or because a child is watching everything. They're a sponge. So if they see you're in love with your spouse and you're hugging them even and you're kissing them, they know that that's what love means. Like I said, it's so important as a child to see what is love, and there goes my dog, but...
So what happens when you show them that love and that bond, and they take that and then they flip it?
What do you mean?
They become more... So they take you as the easygoing parent now.
So there's a saying, I don't know...
Oh yeah, this is my favorite.
So 1 through...
Wait till my dog stops.
Age 1 to 7, take care of them, feed them, nurture them, things of that sort. Then 7 through 14, discipline them. And then be the parent, teach them the ways and discipline them and give them chores and things of that sort. Teach them responsibility. From 14 and up, you become friends with them.
What if they don't agree with how you're disciplined?
They won't.
I mean, that's kids.
Yeah.
The question is, do you believe in soulmates?
No.
Why?
Because I feel like people are always changing, growing. So there's not necessarily one person that's destined for you.
But when a soulmate is a soulmate, they stay with you, I think. Even when you change, that's what the whole soulmate is. They're always there.
Yeah, and a soulmate doesn't have to be with you forever. You don't.
There's
I know the whole how Salman was saying earlier, about a man and woman end up together, married, whatever, happily ever after. Yeah. But I don't think that's necessarily what soulmate is just limited to.
It's kind of what you define it though, like you said.
So what's the definition?
It could be a man or woman, or it could be a man or man, a female, whatever. But I define soulmates way different than I think a lot of people do, because to me, it's not a man. It's actually my friends. They are my soulmates because I believe they know me inside and out better than anybody else can. Yeah, my man could know me, and he will know me, but for some reason, I just feel I feel like my girls would be there, even if every girl thinks this, and I hope every girl does. To be honest, that your girls will always be there, even if something happens with you and your spouse, that your girls are always going to have your back. So to me, my soulmates are my best friends. That's my definition. Some people could have love or their spouse, but then they don't have to have happy endings.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just fade and it doesn't work.
I believe that.
You believe in soulmates.
But I don't believe they always meet. So.
Yeah, sometimes they don't, right? So but then how would you know? How would you know?
The definition of a soulmate?
So what's the purpose of having a soulmate that you never meet?
Does it exist? It exists, but that's not a guaranteed thing that you will find them.
Are you changing it?
I mean, if we're saying like a soulmate is like a perfect person that's out there for you,
nobody's perfect.
If that's your definition,
what's the definition of it?
It depends. It's on you have your own definition. So
this is why soulmates don't exist, because everybody has their own definition, and it's not
no,
going to
it
be
does.
matched up.
But it's how they perceive it, right? So it's like basically the answer is how you perceive soulmates.
Right.
Is the answer.
So I feel like two people are never going to perceive each other the same way at all times, constantly.
That's true. They
But
won't.
So there's no
I think
such thing as a
soulmates.
soulmate.
But they understand. That's why they're so exactly. They
The love,
compromise.
the compassion.
That's why they
and
come
all
together
come
and they're like, I can sacrifice
for
this
the greater
because I
good.
want this to work out. Yep.
Yeah,
But that's,
I don't know. I'm a huge believer of like energy.
Yeah.
And like vibration.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
So
you want to
I believe in a soulmate in the sense that if the energy aligns, then that means that's like the energy
We're
has
together.
to align to a certain point that's like so electric. Like it's a feeling that you don't usually feel with just someone regular.
Yeah,
you
or
know?
you feel like safe, you feel comfortable,
It's a
genuine
like you feel like
feeling.
It's a
anybody else.
like
Yeah.
genuine electric.
but so that feeling can exist with multiple people.
That's
Yeah,
why
that's
they
what
could.
we're saying.
I don't believe
So
there's.
this could be one.
I don't believe there's one
So
soulmate.
It's not limited to one.
I don't believe there's one soulmate. I know some people think that there's one or two, or
Right.
you get a certain amount. A lot of people, I don't believe that. I believe
Okay.
you can have lots of soulmates.
Okay.
But that's the beauty of it. That soulmate is a person that means so significant to you in your life that you, if they left, it would be like heart shattering for you. Yeah, it would change you actually. It would alter
Right.
you. So that person is a soulmate. That somebody actually alters you and brings you so much pain that you actually
So
don't.
I don't know.
If that's the case, why?
That's my definition.
Why? If that's your definition, then do you believe in polygamy?
Like more than one
Yeah.
relationship.
Shout out to the prophet.
Right. Because like if you're
I've seen
have
people.
multiple soulmates,
I've seen people being able to do it. I have, but I don't think you can love people. If it's a spouse kind of relationship, no, I don't think like relationship.
Where's the construct right there? Just
I don't
because
think
it's your spouse.
No, so like say my girlfriends, I love all of them, right? So
Okay,
yeah, technically
right.
I have a relationship with each one of my girls, right?
Right.
So they're all my soulmates. But in
let's
a
say-
relationship
let's say
like a
you
marriage,
let's say you find a guy,
Yeah.
right? And you say, okay, that's your soulmate, right?
Yeah.
But now you say you can have multiple
another
soulmates.
soulmate?
So what if you find another guy and this guy is your soulmate?
you could have another soulmate,
But
but
if you don't have
you
him,
choose-
it devastates you.
true. But you have to choose.
So why do you have to choose? Because it's going to devastate you in both ways. So now you can't have two soulmates.
Because I can't give love.
There's
equally
multiple
the
ways
same.
of going through that.
I can't
But,
give them love.
but
at the
I
same
don't think
level.
you have to end up with all your soulmates.
Yeah,
that's what
But
I'm
she's
saying.
saying it changes you if you're not with your
So,
soulmate, right?
you're
Yeah, but
alters you
it brings
in a way.
pain.
Right.
You're
I'm just
asking-
saying it brings pain.
You're
And
asking her what would she do if she met once she's with her first
Yeah,
soulmate
so-
and the second one comes?
Yeah.
That choice is up to that person.
Yeah.
Do I stay with I think I'll always go to the second one because if the first one was genuine soulmate, you would
have stayed.
the second one
you
never
can't
You
have
would have
multiple
stayed.
soulmates.
You can.
I feel like you can't.
You can.
That's not because then if you're with one soulmate and you come across another person, then your feelings are just changing and you're
Then you-
outgrowing
you're
that
changing. You're
soulmate. So how is that your soulmate in the first place?
I get what you're coming from too. I get what you're coming from too.
This is how people cheat on people.
It's the definition.
True.
What you mean?
Hey.
I'm with somebody for a
So
while.
is cheating okay?
Hey,
That's the next question. No, it's not. It's not.
next question.
Hell
But it
no.
happens and
So-
it's becoming really.
Hell no.
I mean, if we get down to it, I don't know.
No, okay,
it's
so
a deep question.
I believe in a soulmate in the sense like the traditional type,
Like the
you know, the energies align and it's electric.
Well, like
and
you think
like,
it's a spouse.
but it's
kind
like
of
a
thing?
spouse kind of thing. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
I
there is
don't.
one person out there that's.
I
like,
did that and then I
meant
got
for me.
hurt, so that's why I
Yeah,
learned
see,
that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have yet to meet my soulmate, right?
I
Like,
thought
But-
clearly wasn't my spouse,
Yeah.
my soulmate,
Mhm.
but I thought this person was my soulmate, and then I invested all this, and then I got hurt, and then I realized, okay, clearly this person wasn't my soulmate, but you know.
So I mean, if the definition,
That's why I
kinda
turned
wanna,
my girls
change
into
my
soulmates.
answer because like if the definition is like finding somebody that's right for you, if that's what a soulmate is, then in a
It's your
world
choice,
full of
but
7
it's your
billion
choice.
people, you'll find somebody that's right for you.
Yeah, that's your choice.
I mean, it's
But-
on you. Whatever you think your soulmate. Like for me,
Right.
I told you my definition of a soulmate is when that energy aligns to
Yeah.
the vibration. Is like an ultimate.
You feel that that person is right for you
That
towards that
person is
vibe.
like-
So I feel like that person
Yeah.
can exist.
Yeah.
That person is probably existing,
Yeah.
yeah.
or maybe
Yeah.
dead.
No.
It's
You
really
missed your chance.
no, it's really how.
Damn.
It's really how you.
That's
perceive
really-
I'm
it.
trying to manifest something amazing. They just ruining everything.
I mean,
Oh, damn.
well,
Let's be real.
No,
Let's be real.
I think a soulmate exists. And
Yes.
my soulmate
We all
exists.
do.
Is
It's
not dead.
different, yeah.
Somewhere in this
we
world.
all live in an illusionary world.
my man's in heaven is coming down to meet me.
You are man, please show up. Oh, now you're gonna have a line with
No. Okay.
Calm down, boys.
Oh, okay. Hi guys, if you guys enjoyed our video or little discussion, please feel free to check out part 2, which the link is right here. And please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and what is it? Like.